Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Dumb Stuff with Matt. Look at this. I'm pulling the Spitfire out of its corner. It's been a few months since we've seen this old car. For those of you that don't know, I pulled this out of a barn in eastern Iowa, right on the Illinois border. Didn't run. It really, it wasn't an expensive purchase. Long story short, I know the motor's good. I know the diff is good. I kind of feel like the paint, while not good, has a story to tell. So we'd like to keep that story going. As it was told to me by the owner that I got the car from, in 1982, this car went through a full restoration. After 1982, I don't know the story for sure, but I know that it sat in a barn for about 30 years before I happened to upon it sitting and procured said vehicle. Now, what you guys can't see is the shiny side yet. That's because I'm not going to show you that until the end. I'm going to show you how I got there. So today, we're going to do the deck lid, top of the tub, and let's see how shiny we can make it. For those of you Triumph Spitfire purists, now would probably be a good time to exit the video. This is not exactly a restoration. This is more of a autocross resto mod. I'm going to beat the hell out of this car. And, I don't really care about the body. Making it look nice would be just bonus points, really. So, I am going to get you guys a little closer, let you see what we're working with. And yeah, let's see how bad we can make this thing look. Alright guys, so you can kind of see what we got here. I did some work on it if you guys have been on the channel for quite some time. The paint was absolutely trash, sunburnt. It's just not pretty. So what we got here is some 15 grit sandpaper, some 2000 grit sandpaper, and some little mirror glaze. We're going to see if we can, you know, make this look a little better. So, I'm going to put you guys back on the stand and I'm going to get to work because I'm talking way too much. Alright, so, step one in paint correction is a pretty good wet sand. So, let's clear it off and do some wet sanding. We'll put that over here. So we're going to start with 1500 because it's the one I like. Let's go ahead and get rid of this fuel cap and fuel tank. Perfect. That wasn't a smart idea. So, what you're going to do, get your little bucket. I just happen to keep these under every car I own. Put some water in there, and you go dip, dip, and dip some more. And then you just kind of spread the water around. Just like such. Now, some of y'all want to get fancy. There's some add-ons that you can buy. Just a couple drops of Dawn dish soap has never let me down. So, let's let's cut through some grime and see what we got when we're done. Take doing circles, or squares, or triangles, or whatever you want to do, really. It doesn't matter. When sandpaper starts to stick, that means it's time for water. And it will stick, because that's what it does. Now, some people want to use blocks and fancy tools for this. This car is not fancy enough for either of those. I just want to see if I can make it a little better looking than it is. Now, you guys may notice there's a lot of what looks to be rust spots on this car. Those actually aren't rust spots. Those are actually spots where the paint, the original little pearly paint here chipped off before I bought the car. I went through and kind of, I don't want to say touched up, but tried to do a patina type look. I was semi-successful. It does look okay. But that's the orange spots that you're seeing. Let's go ahead and get up here. I try to do as good a job as I can hitting every spot. You can kind of use the wet sanding to know where you've been, because if you run across it, it goes smooth. Smooth is good. Makes it shiny. So we're just going to go over the whole thing in 1500 and do it again with 2000. Guess I could probably not waste a bunch of y'all's time and put myself on the old Hyper Lupe. But I'm just showing you there's no tricks to it. Just nice, gentle. I'm not putting any pressure down. Just wiping her down. Go certain directions. I know I've seen other videos where everybody's got a certain thing that they want to do. That's fine. Go for it. I don't do that. Kind of just trying to get to this first side. Stop wasting your time. One more drop in the bucket. A lot of orange in the bucket. Not sure where all that orange came from. Now you'll notice I pulled as much off the car as I'm willing to take off because I want to get as close as I can to everything. We'll go one more round here if I keep this sandpaper together. By the way, fellas, Walmart is the place to get your wet sanding material unless you get some sort of discount. I think it's $4 for 6 sheets, which when I went to the parts store the last time, it was almost $9 for the same package. So keep that in mind when you're trying to make your ride look cool. Okay, after you do the first lap, take a fresh turd towel and just wipe her down. I use the cheap ones, number one, because I'm lazy. Then I can just throw them away when I'm done. But when you run your hand across it, texture, 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 smooth. Okay. I'm going to put you guys on the Hyper Lupe and hit that other side. And I'll probably go ahead and do the same exact thing with 2000 grit all over it, just so you guys don't have to sit and listen to me talk about stupid stuff. So, off to the magic land you go. Okay, so we've got wet sanded down to 1500. Then I hit it with 2000. You can see it's still drying. I've got a little bit of acetone on a rag. I'm just going to go over the spots where I see stuff that I'm not sure about. Make sure it's going to come up before I go buffing. Because once you buff, well, it's not permanent. It's in there for a minute. So, might as well wipe it down. You can also use a good wax and grease remover, pretty much the same result. The difference is I have this on my shelf and it works. So you'll notice it does leave streaks until it evaporates. Pretty common. The fun part is next. If you guys follow the channel, there's a short from last night when I was out here kind of experimenting a little bit with this, and the result is pretty impressive, even for a ratty old car like this one. So we're gonna let that evaporate off. See you guys in a minute. All right. Well, I kind of forgot that I'd put some cheap clear coat over this to kind of protect what we had. Well, it sat here in the corner for the last 18 months. So we're just gonna roll with it. I've seen it before. We can go right through this. So we've got the gliders, mirror glaze. I chose this because it's what I had on the shelf, not because it's better than anything else. In fact, it's almost empty, so we might make it through the whole car before we're in trouble. But at any rate, what you do is you pick a section over here. We're gonna just basically cut this thing in half this way and then this way. So let me get after it. Just enough to cover the surface. Give me a little bit there. Yep. All right. Grab your choice buffing tool. I don't believe this is a DA. Nope. The pad is just worn on one side. I kind of go around like this, just kind of soak up the goo. Kind of like that. And then I just set her to low and let her eat. Maybe a little better than that. Maybe a little more. That looks good. Try to hit the outside edges first. And I will switch it up and kind of go back and forth. Looking fantastic. A little bit of shine. Bring those. Whoa. Simmer down now. Bring that metal flake out. A little bit of sideways action. Oh, yep, that works. Go around the spoiler. Work our way in. Around the key lock. I chose just a little too large of a section. It's drying almost as fast as I hit it. But you definitely see the difference. I'm not putting any pressure on the buffer. I'm just walking it around. Let it go where it wants to go. Then I'll lay it down flat and just kind of direct it where I want it to go. I think we're starting to dry up, so we're going to give her a little more speed. And keep working it in. I like to do kind of a back and forth, up and down. maybe a bit of tickle when necessary. Slow down. Okay. Take a fresh towel, and you just wipe it off. Pretty simple stuff. Man, does it do the trick. Now, obviously, you could take a whole lot more time with this. You know, if you're working on an old car that you're trying to save. But, it sure does do the trick for this one. There we go. I am happy with those results. We got the color coming back out of it. Looks magnificent. Actually, it looks significantly better on camera than it does in person. I guess that's normal these days. But I'm going to put you guys on Hyperloop Pay for this next section, just so you don't have to sit and watch me go at a snail's pace. Alright, so anytime you go cutting into paint like we just did, you got to kind of go over it and, you know, give it a little bit of love. Now obviously it's pretty shiny now, so it looks great, but, you know, just like a coat of wax or maybe some cheap Walmart ceramic, let's give it a little coat of something, kind of keep it from getting damaged any further. So, I'm just going to put this on, let it haze up, then we'll wipe her down. Now I try to do, the ceramic stuff is a little interesting to me. I used to be a car wax kind of guy, but those days seem to be gone. You can't just go to Walmart and just buy old wax. Now it's got to be this ceramic stuff. I've used it a few times now on boats and cars and trucks. It's not bad, I just don't like the way it applies. I also don't like the way you can't really see it getting applied. It's too thin. So, let's just keep on keeping on here. There, that looks okay. It's definitely shinier than it was. This is not a show car. It's going to be a beater. But it's going to be a shiny beater, dang it. In there. And I also, guys, I have parts here that I've been waiting literally months for that finally showed up. So we're going to be doing a couple of videos of this car. So if you like it, cool. If you don't, unfortunately, cool. Alright, so we're going to let that kind of haze over. It's hard to see it. That's my thing about ceramics. You really can't tell it. But I promise you, I can see it on there. It's looking better. We'll be back when it's time to wipe it down. Alright, here we go. Let's wipe her off. Let's see what it looks like all shined and polished and whatnot. Looking pretty good for an old car that I didn't have to paint. That's expensive and I'm cheap. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've really been digging the patina look. I haven't seen one of these done in a proper vintage looking patina. So, there's that. It could probably use a little more cut. That's as far as I'm going to take it. Let's go ahead and put this other trim piece back on. Which is another cool thing about these old cars. They have all these weird trim pieces that I've never seen before. Ooh. Missed that one by a few inches. There goes all the clips. Gotta get those back. There we go. And that is a 20-minute polish your car in your garage for next to nothing. Now, I'm going to take you guys back off the stand. Hang on. So we've got, obviously, the deck lid and the top of the tub is done. I did the rear on this whole driver's side last night. I'm really kind of digging how it's turning out. I really like this color. I think we're going to try to keep it going. I got parts coming to get the roll cage done. I've got a radiator. I've got some other pieces and bits and doodads. Wait till you guys see these taillights in action. They're pretty sweet for a couple of $20 Amazon finds. But it is Friday night. I've obviously already partaken in a couple of beers, and that's not going to get any better. So, guys, thank you for stopping in. If you want to click the doodad at the bottom there that lets you know when I'm active or whatnot. I'm also one subscriber away from 300. As weak as that is, we all started somewhere. I'm trying to keep on it. So, if you guys want to subscribe, we'd appreciate it. If not, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.